Welcome to another episode of the Orange Bowl Huddle. I'm your host, Mike Cunha. Today we're talking about a very special event, the Orange Bowl Florida High School Football Showcase presented by Baptist Health. This is a very cool event for high school football players here in South Florida, and we have two very special guests to help talk about it. We've got the man, Mr. President-elect of the Orange Bowl Committee, Henry Crockett, Florida State alum, played in the NFL, know a lot about football, of course, and another guy who knows a lot about sports down here in South Florida, longtime Miami Herald writer, Andre Fernandez. Guys, we're very excited about this event this year. We're talking about year 8 of this.
Yes.
Henry, I'll start with you. You played down here. From your perspective, what's the level of high school football talent that you remember going up against and how you've seen it grown over the years?
Well, over the years, the football here has always been great. You know, the football talent has always been rich here in South Florida, and we're just excited to be a part of the Orange Bowl committee, to be able to come here to South Florida and just really make an impact. And that's one of the things the Orange Bowl has always been great at, coming to South Florida, making an impact in South Florida, especially through our Orange Bowl's CARES initiative. Youth sports is one of our main things that we focus on. In 2017, we knew there was a problem that a lot of kids was getting looked over and not getting scholarships. So we thought about how could we level the playing field, give these kids opportunity, because a lot of great talent was being overlooked. So we came up with the idea that we would, how can we make it easy for the kids? So we started making books. So when when the colleges come down, we invited them down, they wouldn't have to look far for their grades. They pass the SATs, what their scores are. So we even got to the point where we color-coded, depending on your grade, level, your SAT, ACT scores. So we really put a lot of thought into it because we really wanted to make sure that every kid had the opportunity to go to college and continue playing the sports that they love. And none of this would be possible without our partnerships. Our foundation, the Football Foundation, has been great to us, and making sure that we can be able to do all these great things in the community that we serve.
Andre, when he's talking about the community and all those kids, I mean, you get to cover these guys. You get that bird's eye view of both Dade and Broward County. What do you notice from the talent level, really top down here in South Florida, as opposed to maybe different areas around the country?
I still think to this day, I tell everybody it's the best in the country. I mean, the amount of the depth that you see, the star power that you see, you can't turn on the TV on a Saturday or a Sunday without seeing at least 1, 2, 3 guys. It could be a major game between Alabama and Georgia, or it could be a Mid-American Conference game. There's a kid from South Florida in all of it. And you look at the NFL right now, I mean, Lamar Jackson, Teddy Bridgewater, Dalvin Cook,
Zay Flowers.
Deion Bush is in the Super Bowl with Kansas City. The level of talent is just so unbelievable here, year in and year out, and it doesn't let up. I mean, you see it even down to freshmen, 8th grade, at the Pop Warner level. There's this intensity of so much interest in it, and really the excitement that it creates among coaches, among just the fans, everybody. So it's good to see when the Orange Bowl does a program like this, because so many kids sign at the D1 level, but so many kids don't. There's hundreds that don't, but then through this initiative, they can get that opportunity to sign, whether it's D1, D2, NAIA, you name it. They will get an opportunity to go to college and continue their careers.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a D1 guy to end up making it to the NFL. We see it all the time. Guys make it to the NFL from maybe some of these lower level divisions. I mean, you just need the opportunity, as you said. Henry, from that standpoint, what's the success been like? What's been the turnout you've noticed down here over the last almost decade now?
Well, it's changed. Like now in this climate, since the portal has taken over college football, the showcases are more important for kids to be able to get into college. But everything is starting to shift to Division II schools, the lower level Division I schools, the NAIA schools. So now the showcases like that would bring colleges down here are so important for these kids to get in college. You know what I mean? Here we've given over $8 million to youth. 400 youth have been awarded funds, and 25% of the kids that actually come and try out in these camps are showing up on the rosters of these colleges. So we're excited about the impact we're making, but I think it's more important now in the climate that we're in because of the portal. Because you really look at it, these coaches are really going into the portal to get their kids for the upcoming year. So it's less and less scholarships being made available to these kids. So everything is shifting to the lower level colleges, the Division IIs, So it's going to be great for when these schools come down here. There's going to be so much talent left over because of the portal.
Yeah.
So that's why we're so excited about the opportunity, to come out and give these kids opportunity to showcase their talents, and it's going to be an awesome day.
What do you notice from the kids and even their families when you're at some of these things? What their response is? Because I got to imagine that there may be one or two kids on their high school team that everyone kind of looks at, and they may feel like, hey, you can look at me too.
100%.
And so I got to imagine that they look at these opportunities and just kind of take the ball and run with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Not to have a football cliche, but
yeah. So these kids really take advantage of it. They look forward to it. They come out and put their best foot forward, and not only just for the kids. Every year we learn from the previous year. So now we're adding, for parents to come out and learn the process about how to sign up for FAFSA. So it's not just about the athletes on the field. It's about including the parents, because they're a part of this process too. And I know after this year we'll learn something else. And it's continuing to grow, and we're continuing to try and make strides. So how do we make it better for these kids here in South Florida? Because like I said, it's so much talent here.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids are being overlooked. And the showcase gives them the opportunity to showcase their talent and say, why not me?
Yeah.
So we're excited about it.
Andre, on that same note, because I know when we go out and cover, signing day, you'll see some of these smaller schools out there come out and really take advantage of the South Florida talent here in this area. And you see multiple, it's not just one or two guys going to college. It's 10, 12 on a team. What have you noticed the response of these players, these families? How much do they enjoy having these opportunities?
I mean, I think they appreciate it because, like you said, it's only so many, especially now in the portal era, where colleges are just looking to restock through there and not, through the lower levels. And now, not just the opportunity, but the emergence of a lot of smaller colleges having football in South Florida too, is giving these kids the chance, the ones that maybe aren't going to to an SEC school or something like that, can stay home even and play and excel. And like you said, maybe you don't need to play out of Georgia necessarily to make it to the NFL. You could shine at a lower division and get noticed. And this is the first step, noticing through this type of a showcase to get that chance right there. And I think in the last few years, I think the response has been generally very positive, and also academically too. I mean, I think kids being recognized for those accomplishments, and then even getting maybe the help to get to the point they need to be academically to also be able to get to that next level.
Yeah, because football doesn't always have to be the end game. It could be the vehicle for the end game, for education. Henry, the future of this event, what's it look like? What are you guys hoping for?
I mean, I think it's going to constantly keep growing because there's so many entities that take part in it. So you look at these colleges, they don't have the big budgets to come down here to see these kids so often. And creating the atmosphere and creating a platform for them to come down and have a ready-made audience and to meet with these kids and actually sign these kids on the spot. I mean, I think it's really benefiting those smaller colleges too, and they really take advantage of coming down and being able to take advantage of not being able to, have these massive budgets. So it's it works both ways. The kids benefit and also the colleges benefit. And I say this is where football is going.
Yeah.
You're going to start to see trends around the countries that people are going to start putting on showcases for these actually kids to be on these platforms. And we're just excited here at the Orange Bowl that we're first. You know what I mean? And that we've actually took the steps forward to understand the importance of making sure our kids get in college, because we have them since they're in youth sports, right? And we go out to the Little League fields every Saturdays and we sponsor these programs. But then when they get to high school, it's nice to say that we got a warm handoff.
Yeah. That
we're not just working with you while you're in Little League. We're going to make sure that you go to college and at least have an opportunity to go to college and continue playing sports. So it's great to see that we're around. We got a holistic approach when we look at youth sports.
You mentioned the Little League stuff. I feel it. Do you ever feel old when you watch some of these kids go from Little League and now you see them on Sundays playing in the NFL?
I have guys that I covered that are now coaches, principals, athletic directors, and that gets me every single time.
And I'm sure you're gonna have guys that played in the Little League that you saw that's actually played in the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
And for some of these colleges, man, and we just want to be able to see these kids grow up and live their dreams.
Yeah.
So excited about
Well,
it.
I gotta tell you, it is really cool. If you're ever driving around South Florida and you see
Yeah.
some of these fields sponsored by the Orange Bowl,
Oh, man,
you know something good and something big is happening for someone's future right there in that park or on that
Oh, man.
football field. And it's not just football. I mean, it's basketball too. The Orange Bowl certainly does a lot of good here in the South Florida community, guys. Thank you so much. Check out Andre, his writing, and of course, check out Mr. President-elect. I mean, your time's coming.
Yeah,
To hear the
I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's
Looking forward to it.
almost time. It's
But
almost
I'm going
time.
to take this year to learn.
All right, all right. We look forward to it. And of course,
Yeah.
we're looking forward to that Orange Bowl Florida High School Football Showcase, which will take place February 24th, St. Thomas University. Go to orangebowl.org for more information if you'd like to sign up. And of course, spread the word. These two guys will keep spreading the word because this is a great initiative, great event for South Florida high school football athletes to try to get those college scholarships and advance those football careers. Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of the Orange Bowl Huddle. We'll see you next time.
Well, I think what this does, it is a great opportunity for all of our young kids to do something besides look at a computer screen or stay in their house or be it on the street. It gives them an organized place to play football. In the long run, we'd love to see some of these kids play in the Orange Bowl one day. I think would be great. And also, our resources help with the cost. Some of the families that can't afford all the costs that are associated with playing football. So we are very happy to help with that and to create a great atmosphere for the kids and the parents. And at the end of the day, we want everybody coming to Duffy's.